Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care. So this is part 2 to how to fix damaged hair. My client got a keratin treatment. So when she came in, we did a very long consult and we had to go through and really kind of nail down her issue. She got a keratin treatment a while back while she had gotten some microlinks done, and it did a real number on her hair. So when she came in, as you can see from her befores, a haircut was due. So in her case, we went through and did what we call a texlaxer. So the first thing I did, of course, was base her, get her scalp ready, get her parted off. I pre-cut her hair, and then it's time to do the texlaxing. So I know you're like, texlaxing, what's that? So in this case, I utilized a sensitive scalp relaxer, and then I also infused it with about 0.15 ounces because I kind of measured it before of goddess serum. But that is basically how texlaxing works. But of course, I always say make sure you seek a professional when you are doing any type of chemical service to your hair. But in her case, we texlax. So of course, you always want to start with the short area. Most of that short area is actually getting cut off. So my biggest thing was making sure that I got enough hair, relaxed it, just in case she wanted to go a little bit longer. So that was the reason why you saw me leave it that long. Some people do because they know they want to end up cutting it off. In her case, I didn't want to give her, well, let me say it this way. I didn't want to take away the opportunity from her saving as much hair as she could. So that was the reason why I kept it longer in the beginning. And then after we relaxed it, that's when we decided, what we wanted to do from that point. So with this, I am doing her texlaxer, but her sides and back are going to be more straight than the top on purpose. So just watch. So after we texlaxed her, we did notice that her front was extremely short, but don't worry, we are going to take care of that. So what you see me doing right now is utilizing the clippers just to kind of thin her back and sides down slightly, take some of the weight off. I mean, everybody has their own technique in how they do this. If you notice, her hair still has some wave to it and still has some texture. Reason being is with her having this keratin or straightening system, whatever she had before, once we had gotten the relaxer put on, which I'm very quick with my relaxer application, I did notice that her hair had started to melt. So instead of me just not caring, I went ahead and rinsed it off, which it left a little more texture than I wanted. But guess what? I will fix that, baby. But at the same time, it didn't do any damage to her. It more saved her than me allowing that relaxer to sit on for too long. It didn't really make sense, especially because I saw that her hair had began melting. And what a lot of people don't understand is smoothing treatments and keratins and all of that stuff, while they sound great, I don't always recommend them. I'm not going to bash them. I'm not going to go into detail. But me personally, I no longer offer smoothing treatments because I've seen what they do over time. While they look amazing at the beginning, that's typically not the end result about 6 to 8 months after. So in her case, we had to do what we had to do. But we're going to make that wavy hair that looks very wavy, like she has some really good natural hair, look extremely nice at the end. So keep watching. So as you can see, the front of her hair was a little too short for our liking, and she didn't want to lose any of the length that she had on the top. Keep in mind, guys, while I want to say, oh yeah, cut it off, at the same time, her lifestyle and how she manages her hair is the only point that matters to me. So with that being said, I improvised and left as much length as I could. And we are utilizing some micro links in the front of her hair just to kind of give her some length. She also works out 5 to 6 days a week, guys. So I couldn't actually glue any tracks in the front, nor did I want to sew any in regards to like a braid. So what I did was I utilized micro links and gave her what we call some braidless tracks. And that allows her to work out, that allows her to wash her hair, that allows her to still have her length, still keep her confidence, and no one knows what's going on. So that is mainly the reason why we chose this direction. We're actually having a whole conversation right now if you're watching the video, and she was trying to explain to me what she had before when she got the straightening treatment, which it sounds like she had eye tips, which, hey, everything's not for everybody. And it did a number on her. And I'm not saying it was the eye tips, but it was something that happened in between that, but that doesn't matter. She's coming to me now, so I'm going to do my absolute best to take care of her. So what I'm doing right now is sewing on her tracks onto the micro links. I'm not putting any tension on the hair. The micro links are typically stationed about 1/4 inch away from the root. That is the best way to apply them. You do not want them directly at the root. And I do not put my tracks in extremely tight, only because I know that this area is very weak. And don't pay attention to my head. I was getting my scissors. And I am going to just install a couple tracks in the front just to give her that look that she's going for. Confidence is everything, guys. And she could not really manage a micro pixie. And I am not going to give a client something that they can't manage, because guess what you do when you get something that you didn't want in the first place? You cover it up. So our goal is to keep her as healthy as possible. So just sit back, watch me install these babies. Okay guys, so the links are installed, and of course with any type of weave added to the hair, you have to blend it. So what I am doing is over directing her front because I want to keep as much length as possible. Please do not pay attention to my facial expression. I am extremely happy. That is my resting BITT and CCH face. So we're going to go ahead and style her. What you saw me apply to her hair is our Goddess Frizz Tamer and Shine Serum to add shine to her hair and also some heat protection. And then I spray a little bit of spritz. The iron that I'm using is an H2 Pro 3/10 of an inch micro. That is also called a pencil flat iron for those of you who are wondering. And guess what? Remember earlier when I said that textured hair, we're going to make it look like it's extremely relaxed and laid? Well, this is how. So all I'm doing is giving her a few curls or slide curls or just a bang or whatever you want to call it. But we are improvising on the fact that we had to rinse her extremely quick and making this baby look amazing. So what you do, of course, is go around the sides and curl that baby up first. And then what I always do is when it comes onto the area towards the face, I like to curl going towards the face to help and frame the face. I don't like lines in any type of hairstyle. So unless it's a style that requires a line, I don't want a line. So I like to mask any lines in the hair. So that is what I'm doing. But you guys sit back, watch the curl up, and then watch the glow up when we're done. No, she's not getting any makeup, guys. Let me not say the glow up. We're gonna watch the style up. Let's make it called the style up. So I know you see that back. Yep, we did the absolute best that we could. And then of course for the bottom part of her head, it's more like we're going to just spray a little bit of holding spray and brush her down so that baby will just lay. So now it's time to style the top. And of course I want to keep the volume in the top of her head. So I sprayed a little bit of my fave, which is Sebastian Shaper Plus. The plus makes a difference. And then I'm going to go ahead and curl her utilizing which method? You guys know my fave, the horizontal, diagonal, vertical, whatever you want to call it method, to give her some volume and bring that style to life. So the last piece to this baby is blending in her side and spraying some really good shine on her hair. I'm using my rake comb and just blending in those layers and combing her style and just giving her a nice poof. No, not a poof. Just blending everything together and styling her hair, guys. Nothing fancy at this point. It's already done, right? So really and truly, the work is done. Ow. Ow, look at ow. That's all I was saying to her the entire time. Ow. Mind you, she was extremely afraid of this style before we started, but she entrusted me and allowed me to do what I needed to do. So the only thing she hated was the fact that it was too long. She did not want it to touch her eyelids, so we trimmed it down slightly, took out some of the weight, and then I told her how to take care of this baby. So this client actually will be coming to me every other week. She actually drove an hour today to come and see me. She found me on Instagram and booked an appointment, and now she is a everlasting client. Look at that texture, but body, and we did